Dad, you're too reckless. Drop a bomb.
All right.
I said drop a bomb, Dad.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Big debate today, big conversation. The lines will not be opening. I'm so sorry. The lines ain't opening today. Why? Because I got people from the community, bruv. I brought in some reckless delegates, fam. And we got all sorts. Listen, I'm going to bring them in as you know them as well. We got some special ones. Again, the contrarian, bruv. I had to introduce this man. We got the one and only Parallel.
Yo.
Parallel. Are you here to speak on? Are you here to be on the contrary, bruv? Are you here to give facts that people are not gonna like, bruv?
It's not on contrarian. It's just my opinions, man. Just my opinions.
Welcome, bruv. All right, you guys have seen it, bruv. They've had a few back and forth, bruv. But Sharon's in the house, bruv.
What up, people?
Maximum facts. That's all he does. Sharon, how you feeling today, bro?
Feeling good, man. Here to bring some nuance, some balance to the conversation.
All right. Listen, well, I don't know where Thames is gone, bruv. He's got one job. He's not in the house again, bruv. But it's okay, bruv. We got a new face. This guy comes with stats. He comes with football knowledge, bruv. Extensive, bruv. It's the one and only Andy.
Hey, yo, wagwan, guys.
Wagwan,
yeah, I'm coming with some fire. You know, all the Bruno haters, sit down, fam. Drop a bomb.
Wow. All right, we ain't wasting no time as well. Another guy in the house again. The do-rag is on. That means he means business, fam. Eddie Football Waffle.
Business time, bro. Business time. I'm ready for a debate, man. It's going to be interesting.
You ready for a debate? We got some real discussions today. 1 second. Let me sort this out. Hold on. Let me do this right. Let me get my formation correct. I like.
Five aside.
Someone's missing, bro.
What's this formation? 3-2.
Thames is missing right now because Thames is supposed to be in here, and that's nice. All right, cool. This is the formation right now. We got stuff to talk about. We're not gonna waste time. Yeah, we got big discussions, but we've seen Martial leave the club. Yeah, obviously he's gone on loan. My question is for whoever wants to pick up the mic, I'm going to be here more like stirring the action, but asking the real big questions. If you're waffling, bruv, I'm just going to be like...
Do me a favor, please. Get right.
And you should just stop.
I might get a sin bin then, KG.
No, there's no sin bins. There's no sin bins, but if someone's doing a madness, we'll have to be like, come on, guys. You know what I mean? When you hear that, do me a favor. I'll tell someone to pick up the...
I need to go with the crowd then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I can't be on the
Don't go with the crowd. Don't go with the crowd, bro. But anyway, the first question, we're not going to waste any time. Listen, this is about Martial, but the club in general. The first question that I've got right now is this one here. Did we mistreat Tony? I'm talking fan base. I'm talking... how the club has managed him, how we mistreat him. Whoever wants to take this one off, go ahead, bro. Andy,
so on you. I just want to start off with I think we should look at Tony's time under each manager. I think that's valuable, right? Because he's been here under 4 managers now, right? And it is 4 managers. Yeah. So under LVG, I'll start it off with LVG. This guy had a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract for a reason. Okay, because he was an exciting French player out of Monaco. We got him, right. We paid, I think, all in all, I think 50 or 60 million, right? Whether you look at euros or dollars. Yeah. And his first season, he got 19 goals in the league, right? And he was on fire, fam. He was an exciting player. Let's not forget that. Was it FA Cup semifinal against Everton where he scored that last-minute goal? So he did great things under LVG. I think LVG also cherished him. He played him a lot. Put an arm around his shoulder. I think LVG treated him right. Anyone else wants to take on Mourinho? It's a spicy one.
All right, listen. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, my answer is flat out no. Like, I don't think we mistreated Anthony Martial. I think he had a good time at United. You know, his career here had like highs and lows, like any player. But I think it was time for him to move on right now, and I'm glad that like we moved on. I think there are a couple of players that also need to be moved on as well.
Okay, yeah, I've just got to say. Okay, go on.
Well, you know my personal. Well,
We don't
I
know,
think
bro.
In
It's
terms of mistreating, yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, I think most football players, yeah. If I was a footballer, I've said this. If my son was a footballer, if I was a footballer, I would have been told fans to fuck off. I would have been said it. I would have been said it. The way fans move when it comes to players, and like it's not just Martial. In general, it's terrible. So, do I think the fan base mistreated Martial? Absolutely. I think I haven't got the
I
stats. I don't
disagree.
know if stats tell the
I
entire
disagree.
story of Martial.
No,
Marshall is one of the most.
bias against
Marshall is
French
one of the
players.
most loved. Marshall is one of the most loved players, though. Like the Marshall FC, like people love Marshall. Like
I
Tony
think it's
Marshall
divided.
came
I
from
think it's
France.
split. To say
It
he's
is
the
divided.
most loved.
I know. I think he's really loved because the boos weren't ringing off. I will say
Yeah.
that one thing. The boos were muted. I think it was a
Nah, you
small
could hear
section
them.
of
You could hear
fans.
them a little bit.
Yeah, they were there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it wasn't loud though.
But let's not forget the
You've
context
seen the
now.
player
Like
get booed at Man United, and that was nothing compared. I
To be
think
fair,
his
when they
reaction-
sang his name before, it was insane, isn't it? When Tony Martial scores, like they used to sing his name a lot, but it
Yes.
was still split. There was even back then. There was this section. They had this vitriol for certain players. Your Martials, your Pogbas.
I'd
only
agree
because
with
they want to see
Parallel.
them do the dirt kite thing and run around 24/7, and they couldn't really understand another type of player profile. So, do I think we miss the fan base went a bit hard on him, especially when you factor in, like I feel like as supporters, I should say, one of our primary jobs is when players are having a rough time, we get behind them. I think that's a real primary job and I think that's lost in today's generation. I think I think it's probably part of the reason why a lot of people say, "Hey, you're a contrarian." I think I just look at it a bit differently, and as supporters, I feel like for somebody, last time I looked, I knew I think it was 15 or 14 goals away from hitting a ton for United.
Yeah.
And as somebody who, through our darkest periods, right, I remember Herrera saying, if we want to win the match, give it to Martial. I remember there was a period where we needed him. Like, we needed him to
The
win.
COVID hit season, fam. Like,
I
I
just
think
don't know.
Ollie's first full season, right? Martial was on fire.
Yeah.
wait, so when is this period that Marshall was hated though? Because if I'm hearing you people correctly, like he was loved doing LVG. He turned up under Mourinho, turned up under Ole. Like this hate for Marshall is recent, and I think the booing. We can't forget the context that it came after Ragnick said what he said about Marshall not wanting to show up to play. And so that's why like fans booed him when he came on. Not that I support like the booing or I condone it, but like let's not rewrite history. Fans chose Marshall over Lukaku. The club also chose Marshall over Lukaku. We boosted Marshall up and put him up as like one of the future players. It was supposed to be Marshall, Rashford, Greenwood. They're supposed to turn up, but it was clear that they needed some support, and so the manager brought in Cavani, and Marshall had a choice. Marshall could either have stepped up and was like, you know what, this is my position, but he shrunk a bit under the pressure, and he's a human being. He's a young man too. We can't blame him, but like let him go somewhere else. Let him go to Sevilla. I know he's going to kill it in Spain. I was supporting when Sevilla comes up against Barca. I was supporting when Sevilla plays against like Tottenham or any other English club. I support like his goal scoring future, but like not at United. He wasn't
But
able
has
to.
he has he been protected as much as Rashford has, right? Because he's a French player, also a black player, right? Has he gotten more hate that was undeserved, right? And I think that's maybe what.
And this is the conversation. I want to bring it into this part of the debate as well. Are we fans? Because I kind of know where parallels come in terms of we disrespect the players. But are we as fans now dividing the players that really like each other at the moment? Like there's this big thing about Rashford's not treated the same way Martial's treated. It's really unfair, they treat the English players one way. They don't treat Rashford that way. They haven't treated Rashford that way. Are you not subscribing to that? Do you think it's wrong in terms of what the fans are doing, or this is just life?
I don't think it's the fans are doing.
You know what it comes down to for me? Yeah, I just look at how. For me, he was sabotaged really in that number 9 position. Yeah, that was it the first full season under Ole where he was getting those goals. He was creating goals for himself. I think Andy said he got 19 goals in that season, right?
That was under LVG. That was under LVG. But all these season, I think he might have gotten like 15 or 16, something like that. 15,
yeah. Another high scoring season there. He was creating.
No, that was his highest scoring season under Ole.
Hold on 1 second. We got to get one. Go on. Who's speaking? Talk to me.
Yeah, I was just saying he was winning penalties, things like that. Yeah, on the Ole. But the thing is, we saw what was happening. He wasn't getting the chances created for him up front. He wasn't getting enough chances. We're seeing it now with Ronaldo, where we're not seeing enough service into the forward. Martial, for me, was sabotage. He wasn't getting enough service into him, right? And
Parallel, one second. Let me let Parallel come back on that one. Parallel, you went you weren't happy.
No,
with that
I
one.
love Martial. Listen, Martial's
Yeah.
one. Like I really do love Martial. I'm not gonna say he weren't getting chances. I remember him missing some like sitters, like some real sitters where it was like, as somebody who used to defend Martial, it was awkward me justifying how he was missing some of them chances. I remember that. I wouldn't say it was, for me, I think it kind of feeds back into like KG's original question. I will give a player, like, if you've had a bad season, I will give you that. Like, you know what I mean? If you've had like a bad season and a half, I would give you that because I've seen the cachet you've built the previous 2 or 3 seasons. So to say it was this issue or it was that issue, I just think he was having a bad time. He hit a period in his career. It happens to loads of players. It's happened to Ronaldo. Yeah, everyone misses a sitter. Right. Yeah. So it's happened to loads of people. To say it was this particular reason, I think is kind of just, we always have to try and find a reason. Oh, it's not his fault. It could just be the players having a bit of a bad time.
I'm saying I think Martial shrunk. In terms of like whether the fans hitting on Martial or versus Rashford, I think it's the media that does that. If you ask me, I think it's the other way around. Man United fans, we protect our players too much. Like we elevate them. Yeah. I think we made some players. We've created a hype around certain players. We've elevated some players to make them think that they're better than what they actually are. But like on Martial specifically, Martial had a precipitous drop in form. Like in 2019 to 2020 season, I'm looking at it. He scored 17 goals. The next season, he scored 4. Like he went from a super high to like a drastic like low, and I think like from then on it just went downhill. I blame.
Yo, Sean, don't you think the
service?
Don't you think the service contributes to that? Because we've seen the wingers, they're pretty much forwards. They cut in and they shoot. We've seen from Greenwood, he's still doing that thing. He cut in and he shoots. There's not enough service into the forward. I know Martial's missed sitters, but the fundamental thing which we've seen, and Ronaldo's suffering from it, like I've said, not enough service.
No, but I don't think Ronaldo's suffering from that. I think Ronaldo's just playing bad. There's times we sometimes got to be honest and say sometimes Ronaldo's getting through because he can't play with his back to goal, and then the balls at times bouncing off him, when he gives it to when it's getting
first touch,
speed.
It looks like Lukaku, fam.
We have to be honest. He can't play with his back to goal. So, and then he's coming deep to pick up the ball because he wants to be more involved in the game.
So you've just said what the thing is. He has to come deep. Yeah, we know he's a fox in the box, right? So why is he coming deep then?
No, but that's because how he wants to receive the ball. He wants to receive the ball so he can run at. He doesn't want to receive the ball with his back to goal and then the defender comes in because he can't stop them when he does that. And that's how they want to play him. They want to play him as if he's a raw center forward, and he's not. And I get his stats are brilliant, but I'm saying he can't naturally play with his back to goal. That's one of the biggest issues that he's having.
Just on Martial, right? Before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
In 130 90s that he's played for United in the Premier League, right? He has 175 games played, but 130 90s.
Yeah.
He has 82 goals and assists that he's played.
Sorry, I got it playing in both teams. Yeah. Sorry, I got it playing in 2 places. Cool. Go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, so 130 full 90s. He has 82 goals and assists, right? Rashford has played 144 90s approximately, and he has 90 goals and assists, right? So for 10% more games, he has 10% more goals.
But Rashford's better than Martial, though.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. In terms of goals and assists per 90, they're on the same level.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Wait. They're not 2 different players. They both play on the left, bro.
They are there because if you look at it, the hold-up play
in the same position. Yeah. Let's be honest now. Rashford is better than Martial.
Come on, guys. I can't say that.
There's no difference.
Because if you know
this, bro. We know this.
If you look at certain things that players have in terms of attributes, Martial's hold-up play is better than Rashford. Yeah, I'm
telling you, as a clutch goal scorer and a clutch guy that can create his own opportunities, that's what Rashford does.
Rashford offers more in general than Martial.
Rashford, you're saying one man can hold out the ball. I'm saying one guy creates his own opportunities, scores in big games. He's a better player.
Yeah, he also runs into walls.
That's a fair enough. I can say that. What's that?
Rashford runs into walls all the time. He doesn't rotate the ball.
Rashford has
He doesn't
carried this
pass as
team at
much.
points, boy.
How
I think Rashford offers you more.
Bruv.
This is a no-brainer.
Always available, fam. What are we talking about right now, bro?
I just don't think you can compare the
I think I'm
styles.
not
The
having
styles are too different, man.
I think the proof is also in the pudding.
Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna give the floor to. Let me give the floor to someone that ain't even. Hold on, Eddie. You go and then parallel go after. Then let's see where we're getting with this conversation. Go on, Eddie. What are you saying, bro? You're saying styles are too different.
I'm saying the styles are different, right? I mean, even if you like compare it to things like boxing, right? We've seen how styles can make fights, isn't it? Yeah. Sometimes you have an orthodox boxer. He's really good, but if it comes against a southpaw, he's getting finished sometimes, yeah?
But what if you're in my same weight class? What if we're both heavyweights, bro? As far as I'm concerned, we're both heavyweights. We both play on the left-hand side, yeah? We both have a job for this club, and I'm talking about even down to like the injury thing, bro. There's one man's out for time when he gets injured, and another man will be injected up, bro. Playing with one arm and that, still playing, still giving his all, bro. Broken back, still on the pitch, still scoring.
How has he been playing this season, though?
Exactly, Andy. We've seen how that's affected his game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Parallel.
And this is going to go back to like this is almost kind of an argument for Martial. You just said, how's he been playing this season? And I keep saying, when a player has a bad period, why can't it just be he's having a bad period? Why is it like, oh, he's had a bad period and this proves or qualifies everything I've been saying about him previously? He's been whack, which is not.
We're not saying Rashford is crap, though.
No.
Not saying Rashford
okay,
is
I'm not
crap.
saying that, but some people go to that extreme, right? They say,
people called Rashford crap. People said that he doesn't deserve to be here, fam.
No. I just said they're equal. Rashford and Martial, according to me, they've made the same contributions to the team.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there isn't much.
Even in the team, Martial has won his games.
I'm going to come to you. I'm going to come to you in a second. Let me quickly. Boogeyman says, what do you call it? Attitude also matters. Martial lacks in that in opinion. The reason why McFred keep on securing their place is because every manager likes them. It's a hard one with that one, though. It's a hard one to.
That's just how he looks, fam.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You can't really say attitude.
Yeah.
I think that's just his disposition in his face, isn't it?
We don't know what's happening in
Rashford, here you go. Trayvon got straight in there. Rashford can't play the play back to goal. Rashford can't bring his team into play. He hasn't developed in 6 seasons, and he's still head down runs. Martial in 2 years. Martial in the 2 years he starts as a 9 was a top goal scorer. Yeah, but I'm saying end of the day, in the 2 years they've seen him play, when we talk about him being available, and I think that's nonsense about. We've seen that the stats in terms of how many times that Rashford has provided for his teammates, that don't make any sense. When he's playing out on the left-hand side and assisting, high assist numbers in double figures, man, them are forgetting it. Now everyone's saying Rashford doesn't pass. Well, how do you get them assisting? What did
when he came back from injury, people were complaining he's not going by people anymore. Do you remember during the lockdown? He's not going by people anymore. He's playing his passing game too much. He needs to get inverted and run at people a lot more. I feel like with Rashford, I think it's more an aesthetics thing. They want it to look a certain way. I feel with Martial, because he looks so techie and everything, people are just. The techie thing is putting people above him, but Rashford is a really good player.
If you're running into players though, like Rashford has done,
that's not aesthetic, right?
Sure, Rashford has poor decision making.
Go on, wait, get involved, and we're gonna have to keep it moving as well. I know people are upset in the thing, but leave your comments underneath it. And I know people are upset right now, but we are where we are in it. Go on, Sharon.
Rashford has poor decision making in certain areas, but like the Martial FC people can have it both ways. Martial had his best season when he played up front, but his best season wasn't good enough for United. We still needed more from a striker, so we brought in Cavani and then we brought in Ronaldo. If you look at where Martial is now, Martial is, I think, the 5th ranked attacking player at United. Unfortunately, there's Cavani before him, there's Ronaldo before him, Rashford is before him, Greenwood is also before him, Sancho is before him, and now Elanga has come from nowhere and is now ahead of him in the starting position. I think you have to look at that. That says something about what Martial has to offer the team. I'm not saying that he's a bad player or anything. There isn't really much between them, but I think overall, Rashford offers more to the team than Martial, and I think what Martial lacks in terms of like that character and that internal like drive, I think that counts for a lot. So let him go to Sevilla, a calmer, easier, quieter league where he can make all the YouTube compilations that he's looking for, dribbling and passing and do all that shit. Do you understand? We need grafters like the team.
He's already seen all of
it. One second. I'm gonna. Here you go. Michael Real says United won their trophies when Mourinho used Rashford as a bench player. There you go. But again,
Wow.
Mourinho sold Kevin De Bruyne and Salah, so let's not go too far with that. Yeah. Hold on, let me read this one here. There you go, Rishi. Look at the Martial and Raylan video. At Sevilla, man looks like he's at a funeral. He ain't looking interested there either. Just who is he? Now, I don't think you should go into the facial expressions though. He's just got one of them faces. But anyway, we're gonna move the conversation on. As we move the conversation on, we're bringing in he came in as a late substitute.
Yes.
It's the scholar in here as well. I think this will make the conversation very interesting. But we're gonna get straight into it, guys. This one I know is gonna get people upset in the chat. I want to see where you guys go with it. I'm kind of nervous for this one, but here it is. This is the question: Is Bruno world class?
No.
Is he? Is
No.
Bruno world class? Is he
No.
that guy? And what do you call it? Because again, one of the most, and this is how I started, one of the most maligned in terms of how the fans feel about Bruno. A lot of people, it's very crazy, the Bruno energy, like how he's seen. You know, he's changed the way we're looked at. He's changed our hopes since he's come to the club. Is he world class? I'm in the category that believes that. I think, yeah, I do. I believe he is. But I'll leave it to you lot to discuss. Adam, you just joined us.
Yeah.
Is Bruno world class? The floor is yours, bro.
Yeah, just before, because you brought a new topic and then you brought me in because you didn't want me to talk about Martial.
No, you can't get in there. You can't get involved in that one. That topic's done, bruv. We might have to do it back again.
I need to give a bit of context here. I need to be. I won't make it too long. And I was agreeing mostly with I don't know, with the guy in the middle with an edge. I just don't know your name. I'm sorry.
Andy.
Andy. Yeah.
I know the inside. I was agreeing with Andy and with parallels on this one regarding Martial, and I was disagreeing with the thing that Martial, for example, is not good enough to be leading the live, and he's our fifth best forward. That's actually just not the case. And you need to put things in perspective. Why Rashford and Greenwood play well and Bruno play well is because they have a player like Anthony Martial with them. Because you can't have only goal scorers across the pitch. You need someone to link all of that together. So the reason why you can have a Cristiano Ronaldo scoring from the left and a Gareth Bale scoring from the right is because you have someone like Karim Benzema who plays for the team and links the play. And the same thing with Bobby Firmino at Liverpool. And so you need different players like that. And some players like Benzema, like Martial, like Bernardo Silva, they make things look so easy that they are actually quite difficult to appreciate. Marcus Rashford, when he does something nice, and Bruno, when he does something, it's explosive. It's eye-catching. You see it. So it's actually quite easy to appreciate. But there are players who are actually very subtle. And those players are important because those things are actually hard to notice and hard to appreciate. But they make
we put in Martial on the same bracket with the Karim Benzema's at this one.
Of course not. That's not the point. That's not what I'm saying. And Karim Benzema, I think, is one of the world's best players for the last 2 decades. I can't compare the two of them. It's not about the level. It's about we need someone like Martial if we have someone like Rashford. Because if you put Cavani, Greenwood, and Rashford, that front three is not scoring goals, and not because they're not good.
But this is my problem now. This is theory, though. Like,
Yes.
what are we supposed to do when we don't actually see Martial showing this on the pitch? Like, we know Martial can do all this. We know he has the ability, but we need him to do it week in, week out. Like, what are we supposed to do when Martial does?
We've seen him played in the wrong positions. For me, I've seen Marcel as a supporting striker for me, someone that can link up the play, get it to the forward. But
guys, we can't stay with this Martial debate, bro. We have to keep it moving because we'll stay here forever, and I want to keep the show going, bro. So the next week we're getting into this Bruno Fernandes. We're getting into this Bruno Fernandes debate. Is Bruno world class?
Can I bring in some stats here, KG?
Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna roll it off and keep it moving. Right, expected assists. Bruno is third in the league this season, Premier League. Expected assists per 90, he's number 6. Key passes, he's number 1, ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold at 58 this season. Passes into the penalty area, he's number 3 in the league. Okay, all of this is ahead of Kevin De Bruyne, by the way. Progressive passes, he's number 3 in the league, again behind Trent and Joao Cancelo. Through balls, he's number 2, just 1 behind Trent Alexander-Arnold. And shot creating actions, he's number 2 at 87 behind Trent.
What about giving away the ball?
Is your answer yes?
Andy,
Yes,
what about giving
course.
away the ball? Yeah, because we've seen that as an issue. I'm sure that's
He's
on
the
your
only
stats.
one who has to try stuff. He's the only one who has to drop deep and create. Under Ranić too, he's been playing as an 8, not as a 10. He has to do a lot. Have you seen him get exhausted by the 80th, 85th minute? Not because he's physically tired, because he's mentally tired, fam. He's always on the ball looking at who's making the moves, right?
These people are saying that they don't like this expected stuff, though, bro. They're saying that what's going on?
It isn't sure. I mean, what about shot creating actions, right? It's like a ball played that leads to a shot, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that something that's positive?
Yeah, for example, you need to give context to statistics because people say numbers don't lie, but that's actually, you can't find a statement that is actually more wrong than that. Numbers actually do lie. And this is why we need to study statistics. And it just happens that at the moment I'm following a course, an advanced statistic class at university right now. And it's difficult.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Let the bomb drop for a second. Man just said he did advanced statistics. Go ahead, finish
Man
the
is
point.
educated, man. Education. I like that.
Go on.
Yeah, it's just because, look, for example, I just finished my master's thesis. Okay, for example, I have like 2 groups and this data and stuff. And when we run the analysis, we found some significant statistical differences between groups. But if I just took those numbers and published the article, like there is a flaw, because when we took the data and we analyzed it and we talked about it with the other searchers, we found out that there was something wrong with the data, because you can't just take the numbers and run the analysis. You need to give it context. I think an expected chance.
But then can't we say though that the context of our fortunes have changed ever since Bruno's arrived? That's a fact.
We
can't deny that. We can't deny that Bruno's.
That doesn't make him more clubs though.
If you put if I just gave you these numbers for Trent, right, and I told you he was first or second, like I went through those numbers, nobody would argue with me, fam. They would just say he's a great player. So why can't we say that about Bruno?
Let me read these super chats. We're coming back. Let me read these super chats. Matting in the house. Here you go. Marshall's gone, brothers. Why talk about it? It's like talking about your ex, bruv. She's gone. Yeah, real talk, but it's not really our ex because she's coming back still. She just
she's on loan.
There you go. She's on a light holiday, fam. Confident Rashford is unplayable. Scores very important goals all over. Bruno was world class. Don't forget he carried us all the way through COVID, fam. There you go.
Can I say something there on Bruno?
One more. I'm gonna finish this last one. Marshall was hated from the jump. They literally said 50 million down the drain before he even played. As a 9-year-old, he was that there was pressure from day one. 1 second. Is there anything else that I missed out? I don't think so. I read the Trayvon one. Oh, no, I haven't. United fans are just ungrateful. Players like Bruno, Pogba get blamed instead of being viewed as heroes. And then we question their passion. We abandon our players very quickly. It's embarrassing. That's a real chat right there.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's the chat right there. That's the chat right there. All right.
Can I just say Bruno?
Go ahead.
But because I was talking to you before on a show that I called into, the way the team was set up, for Bruno to be the main guy under Ole's tenure, he's the main number 10. Everything was going through him. Therefore, we saw him doing a lot of the eating, getting a lot of the goals and assists instead of it being team play. I come back to the wingers being forwards that cut in and shoot, right? It's a team set up, to just be putting the play through Bruno, right? And the thing is, the team play, just like at Man City, more players should be getting the team play of
we're not
passing.
set up like Man City though. We're not set up like
that's
Man
the thing.
City.
That's why they're winning leagues. Everyone's set up to eat, man.
You can't say that. If a team is not coached to be like Man City, you can't say because he doesn't pass like how Man City share the ball around. He's not good at that.
That's why they're winning leagues. That's why they're winning leagues, because everyone eats there.
We have
We're talking about world class
where we don't appreciate
go
our
ahead.
own players. You keep talking about stats, and it was because of yada yada yada. These reasons as to the reason why he got such high numbers. Let me tell you something about Bruno. That's Bruno's player profile. He was getting those sorts of numbers at Sporting. He brought that sort of play to United in this Premier League. That is a world-class player. To take
let me hit you with something real quick though, Parallel.
Let him finish his point, bro, and then he can. Then the floor's yours, bro. Let him finish.
Okay,
Go
no.
through.
Yeah, so for me, I look at him as a player who's come to United, taking his level, which is not very easy to do. You see, lots of people come to the Premier League and crumble, and he's come to the Premier League, brought the. Listen, I'll be honest with you. When I saw him come to the Premier League, I said he's not going to be able to do what he's doing in the Portuguese league here in the Premier League. I didn't think it was possible. You know, I said the same thing with Sancho. For some reason, Bruno seems to be the player that said, you know what, whatever league I'm in, you're going to get this level of performance. So for me, that puts him in the world-class category.
That's not entirely true, no.
There's this issue
Who's taking over?
United.
The floors.
And the reason why I hate okay, let me ask you this question. Eddie, is Pogba world-class?
He's got a World Cup, and we've seen the way he passes
he world class?
the
I heard
What, he won it with the French team.
His mentality.
Yeah.
His
For
mentality
me, Pogba
a
is
little
world
bit,
class. I agree with you.
He's a little bit. His mentality though is a little bit lacking because he could run the game like Yaya Toure. He could do a bit of that kind of business, but it's just about his mentality.
No, but
Hold on.
I know where I'm going with this.
Wait, hold on. So what we saying? Let's just check by show of hands. Put your hand up if you believe Pogba's world class.
Absolutely.
On his day.
Okay.
I think there's tiers. I think there's tiers to this thing.
So why can't Bruno be world class?
Bruno is world class, fam.
Because he's not there yet.
Because it's
Why? Look at the efficiency. The efficiency of what he does. Yeah.
So wait, are you saying Pogba's just world class because he won the World Cup? That's all the only reason we're saying
No,
that.
just because of that. The range of passing is way better than Bruno.
His ability. So real quick, if I could just
come on, KG. The passing you've seen from Pogba, though. Come on.
I think there are tiers.
Are we not seeing the passes that Bruno was the assist that he delivers?
Yeah, he gets assists, but you see the way he hits the ball.
What are we talking about right now?
Do you see the lack of finesse that Bruno has? Yeah, when he just smacks the ball. He punts the ball off.
Wait. We're gonna share the ball right now. Yeah. All I'm saying is we asked the question: is Pogba world class? It's a unanimous yes from everyone. But we're now. Wait 1 second.
We had two holdouts. Not everyone.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, but then we said Pogba world class, and we're saying we're scratching our heads at Bruno. Yeah. And then when one player's been more successful. If we're being honest with ourselves, what we've expected from Pogba, we didn't. We got that more from Bruno. If we're honest, let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Come on, guys. Come on.
I hear that.
What we always what we get
with Bruno, we finished with 66 points and 74.
No, I'm talking about the consistency from Bruno as a player. We expected this from Pogba. Am I lying?
How can you say consistency based on one season, though? Like Bruno hasn't been consistent this season.
Wait. Let me come in here, Sean. Okay, let me come in here. This season.
Before you come in, I want to hear from Shea, and then we're gonna go to
the first half of the season. He was really great, and then the following season he was great again.
First, the first point I want to make with this Bruno thing is, one, I don't think it's world class. Two, I think one season, that's the last season that we had with Bruno, has been his best season, I think, in his career in general. Well, hold on a second. That was half a season. I don't think that's a good enough sample size or timeline.
So we can say we could remove those accomplishments.
I'm not saying we should remove it, but I think context is required to appreciate Bruno as a player. And I think also there are tiers to this thing. I think there's a tier 1 class of midfielders where you have Modric, Kroos, Pogba. There's a lot of people that we call world class.
Whoa.
And then I think there's a tier 2. Bruno is the best of the rest. You understand? Of that second tier.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
All right, cool. I'm gonna move over to Adam. We'll come back to you, Sharon. But that felt like disrespect, to be honest. Go ahead.
I'm not having that.
I think the mistake we're making at the moment is we need to agree on the word. What do you mean by world class? Because for me, for example, we need to agree on the terminology. First thing, because how can we agree on a concept that we do not define the same way? Very basic stuff. So let's suppose, for example, for me, if you ask me, world class is an absolutely ridiculous amount of talent. It is a status. It's something that you have from the player. It's not something related to performance. It's just the class and the elegance that the player oozes. For example, Thiago Alcantara at Liverpool. For me, he's world class. No question about it. But he's not having the best of the season. Do you see Marco Verratti? World class to me.
So is Roy Keane not world class? Was Roy Keane not world class then?
Because he ain't got that. He ain't playing with that.
Roy Keane wasn't world class.
So he ain't playing with that style. He ain't playing with that.
No.
You're talking about elegance on the ball.
I'm
Oh,
talking
you
That-
lot
that
don't
was
think
saying
that's
that he
elegance,
wasn't
bro.
world class.
Can I just bring in? Yeah, can I just bring in the fact that
No, let Adam, I want
Bruno-
Adam to finish this. I want Adam to
Sorry.
finish this point. I want Adam, because what I'm hearing right now, unless you clean this up for me, all I'm hearing is if a player looks elegant, he's world class. And I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all.
go on.
talking about an extreme level of talent, like Pogba, like Eden Hazard, like those players. This is world class, and there are very few world class players. And then you have great, good players, and you have above world class, you have greatness. So you have that extreme level of talent sustained for many, many years. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez. Those are greatness. Zidane,
KG, KG, you need to.
Let me read these super chats. I need to read these super chats, and then we're gonna. I don't know who wants to take the floor. Just let me know who wants to go next.
Let me come in. Let me come in briefly.
One second. I've got to read these super chats because they'll find me right now. There you go. So one second. Let me read this one. Let me read this. Some of these chats. Here you go. Boom, it's from here. It starts. Rishi says, so basically, Adam is saying that statistical analysis that is the basis of all recruiting in football should just be ignored because you said stats lie.
No, that's a lazy.
Right, well, I'm just going to read these. I'm going to read these. Here you go. Lawaz says, this is a ridiculous explanation. It doesn't pass the eye test. Fire, mate. Here you go. Bruno is overused. Free Donny.
Donny's not getting free.
Says, Donny's not getting freed except he goes to Crystal Palace. Trayvon says, we buy players and we play them out of position. Shake my head. Jay Boogie says, Bruno changed our fortunes. We let's keep going 1 second. Keep it going. Here you go. Here's the next one. Boogie Man, Pogba is not consistent, but we can all agree he's world class. Unless you have an agenda, Bruno is also world class. Very consistent. He was overused.
Facts.
Let's go to the next one. The guy with the pink shirt is deluded.
It's a purple shirt.
No one's got a pink shirt on, so bruv.
I know, is that Sean? I don't know.
No, I'm sorry.
But yeah, can I bring up one thing that is telling, KG and everyone here, do you not wonder why Bruno doesn't get played in the first team for Portugal? That last Euros we saw, the likes of Jean Moutinho was starting over him in the system that they were playing. Why wasn't Bruno starting? If he's world class, you're starting for your country.
I like that. I'm going to argue that I'm going to hit you back with something similar that we've been saying. Why doesn't Donny play?
I got okay.
I just want to address something Sean said. He doesn't start. What do you call it? Doesn't start. We all say Donny's a great player. He's playing in the Champions League in the semi-finals. This, that, and the other. Doesn't play for us.
Yeah,
can't get ahead of Metz, Hominy, and Fred. So
KG. I think we're throwing around this world class tag too.
No, but I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm just talking about. I'm not talking about Bruno, Donny Fernandez, Donny being world class. I'm saying that argument doesn't work. It doesn't fit because we got a player that is probably good enough, but he's just not liked by the manager. Doesn't mean that you're not good enough.
It's a bit apples and oranges.
Can I drop in here? 1 second.
Go on.
I want to address two things. First off, what Adam said earlier, what do we define as world class, right? I would say that for their given position, so attacking midfielder, you are in the sort of top 10, 15 players in the world, which I think Bruno is, first off. Second off, Bruno this season, Sean said something, right? That Bruno hasn't been consistent. Bruno this season has played 26 games in the Premier League and Champions League, and he has 18 goal contributions. Is that not world class?
And I thought you would, when you were saying that, I was like, you know what?
He's not good enough.
Bruno hasn't been terrible this season. He
hasn't been terrible.
Yeah, but I find
he's been here for more than 2 seasons now, and he's been consistent in his numbers.
Yeah, you know what, Adam? Yeah, we've got to look at in those games where we're controlling the games. That's the thing. If you have a world-class player, no. But if you have that kind of player, you expect him to help you control the game instead of.
So you're saying Kroos and Modric by themselves control a whole game?
They don't give the ball away a lot.
But they're not trying to be as creative as Bruno is.
All right, 1 second. What I'm going to do though.
If we're calling Modric and Kroos world class, can we actually say Bruno is on the same level as Luka Modric?
They play a different position. They are central midfielders.
Eddie,
all right, 1 second.
People say the same thing about Pogba.
So 1 second. What I'm going to do is Sean, you drop this point. I'm going to go to parallel. Then we're going to hear from Adam. and we'll just move around like that. Go on.
Yeah, I'll
That's
just
a
give my own
question.
definition of world class. I think top 10 is too long. You understand? Top 10 footballers. I would say top 3. You have to be called world class. You should be in top 3 in the position, and then also top 3 to 5, and then also you should be able to walk into any team in the world and start. I think Pogba does that. I think Modric does that. I think Cruz does that. I don't think Bruno is on that level. Like, I'm sorry.
Pogba goes to the Man City team and starts. PSG team. What about PSG team? Does Pogba just go there and start? What about Man City?
I think Pogba walks into any team and plays.
Pogba goes to PSG.
I don't think
and
so.
starts, man.
No, I don't think so.
I think limited to 3 to 5 players.
So wait, you lot are saying Bruno just touch he firms bench if he goes anywhere else outside of Man United?
No, he will play. He will play. Like, let's not. It's not that you're world class or you're shit. Like, you can still be a very good player. You understand? But that world class tag, it means something to be a world class player. Like, it should mean something.
And Sean, you got to look at it as well. How many other players were Bruno?
Wait, so let me ask you this thing. This is a question for all of us. Yeah, I really need to understand this. Who has been more effective? I'm not talking about titles won because this has been our worst. This has been, and we're talking about world class. We put Pogba in world class. We still haven't won. All we won is the Europa League and the FA Cup with Pogba. So that's not really. These are not world class cups anyway. Yeah. So let's just break it down to who has been more effective in their time here.
Bruno.
We know that one person. We all know that because we look at Bruno and we look at Pogba and say this is what we wanted. We wanted Pogba to give us all of this, and together we got.
No, that's not what
I have to. Where we're going wrong, right, is Sheon has said, listen, I just Googled it. They said there's 250 million football players in the world. You said they have to be in the first 3 or 5. You 250 million football players. You said 3 or 5. That is nuts.
It's ludicrous.
Respect.
We're talking about world class.
You have defined world class as talent. Yeah, and I gave you a perfectly good player who maybe might not have been as talented as the other people who was playing with him, Roy Keane, but was absolutely world class in what he did.
But I think at his peak, Roy Keane would have started for any team like in the world at his peak. Like, so that's still my point. Like,
not necessarily because he died for our shirt. He played for United, and that was part of the reason why he was world class because he loved the club. He wasn't world class at Forest. He wasn't world class at Forest.
Moves. What you lot are saying, everything just moves. Like their variables change when you lot don't like. Because now the perfect example was Roy Keane, right? Because when Adam was talking about, and Adam, the floor is yours actually. When Adam was talking about, he was talking about like players that you can just see in them. There's something about the way they play. Thiago, all these players. Then a parallel brought in Roy Keane into the question, and I don't know. I don't think he actually finished. But then,
like, before Adam goes, let me just push back. Roy Keane was a technically very gifted player. He wasn't just a sliding tackle, kicking up in the air. He could play.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but you can't say he was as technically gifted as, I don't know, your Zidane's or your Scholes or anything. He wasn't up there with them. He offered something different. And what he offered was world class.
Adam, the floor is yours, bro.
Yeah, what I said. And going to Roy Keane, if you ask me personally about Roy Keane's talent and ability, I think it's up there. Like Bruno is up there, but I see other players with more talent than Roy Keane. But just you need to consider as well the context. It's a different era, so you don't have managers and systems like we have now that will play into those very specific attributes. Maybe Roy Keane now with Pep Guardiola wouldn't fit, and maybe back then with Sir Alex back then he fit like a glove with the mentality, the character, and the talent. Let's not forget, like we are talking about Roy Keane. I'm not trying to disrespect or anything. But there are so many things to consider. You cannot have a very, very simple answer to a complicated questions. So that's why we need to factor in many, many things into this.
But with Pogba, right? With Pogba.
So let me read this. Let me read this super chat. It's mad, you know. We ain't gonna have enough time in the dunya, fam. 1 second. Here we go. Trey one. That's it. Pogba scored in the last final that we won. He carried United before Bruno came in a worse team. Very true. We played PPDM. Bruno's always been a number 10. Pogba in the 10 got Oli the job. Kept Oli in the job. Very true. 1 second. Let's read this next one here. Man said Modric, Cruz, Pogba in the same bracket. Stay off the weed. There you go. Avon says a world-class player is one who influence makes the rest of the team improve in any fixture. The manager determines his strategy around him. That makes me just feel like that sounds. I like that. That sounds factual. Can we agree? Do we like that? Is that not Bruno though?
Is that not Bruno?
I'd like to go back to what you said. You said that who has been the more efficient between Pogba and Bruno, and we expected Pogba to do what Bruno did. We never.
We agreed with you on that. That Bruno has been more efficient.
No,
I don't see how those two contradict each other.
I don't agree because I don't think they are the same. And if you buy a central midfielder, you don't expect him to put Bruno's numbers. But when you have Bruno in midfield putting those numbers, you have a body less in midfield. So you have McTominay and Fred, and you lack control. So you have so many different things to consider here. We do not expect, and we never expected Pogba to put those numbers. This is not what his game is about. And the season when Ole first came and he took over Jose, Pogba was our first best assist, best player.
But in terms of like overall contribution, Bruno has done more for the team than Pogba.
When I asked about the Pogba or Bruno, like is Pogba world class? One of it was actually to counteract something Eddie was saying. Eddie was saying, "Oh yeah, Bruno gives the ball away a lot." That's something a lot of people say about Pogba. So for you to kind of rub out and say that, you know what, Bruno gives the ball away a lot and he doesn't help control midfield, but Pogba's world class, it's kind of like you can't have that same argument because Pogba does the same thing. So if you're saying Pogba is world class, then surely Bruno's world class. But I also think the way you guys are defining world class is really unfair. Like really, really unfair.
I was going to say on that then. Not parallel, Have you seen?
Listen, I remember Veron. I remember Veron. Veron has all the things that Adam described. I remember him playing for United. Man did not look world class.
What?
He did not look world class.
Parallel. One thing though, parallel. Remember the last few seasons Bruno's been here. The amount of times he would do his single man press and expose the midfield as well as giving away the ball. There were things there that he was doing as like the maverick. We were too reliant on Bruno to
Bruno love is for Moments FC. People complain that we're Moments FC, but then you want to now hype Bruno. Bruno is the perfect, like the most Moments guy ever. Do you understand? Like he spends the entire time giving away the ball, like losing like the press, and then all of a sudden he gives one Hollywood pass or he scores and then we win. We love Bruno. Like it doesn't have to be either or, like Pogba or Bruno. Pogba is a better player, but I think Bruno has done more for the team, and I would rather have Bruno.
How do you say that? On what evidence? Adam mentioned before that Pogba has all this talent and this elegance, right? What has he done with it? We've won a Europa League with the most expensive midfielder at the time we signed him, right? With all this talent that he has, right? And he has many holes in his game. Let's not forget for how physical he is, and the way he plays, right? Eddie mentioned that his passing is elite. So for that to be the case, he has to play near the center circle or in a number 6 position. And his defending is terrible, right? He's terrible. Everyone gets around him. So let's not talk like Pogba doesn't have any massive holes in his game and he doesn't give the ball away.
Which we never said.
Better for United than Pogba.
I literally just said the same thing that you're saying right now. That like
Pogba has been better for us because we won stuff with Pogba. And I'd like to answer something else. I'd like to put something. The whole team, the whole club since Sir Alex Ferguson left has been inconsistent. The whole of it. We are not successful. We are not good enough. We are Manchester United and we don't act like it. We saw world-class players. We had Tevez on the bench. And yes, we talk about Bruno losing the ball, but no one lost the ball more than Ryan Giggs. So you can lose the ball and still be class. That's not the point. But how can you judge a player's consistency when as a whole, the team is not consistent? You can't be consistent on a micro level and be inconsistent at the macro level, because you need to build the entire structure from the players and the club, the structure, the owner, the manager, everything. And we had Ole for 3 years and KG. This is why I actually don't understand how you can say that Bruno did this and that has been consistent, and then everything went through Bruno, but you were defending the manager Ole. We should not be a team that has to go through Bruno. This is
exactly.
Why are we? There was no creativity. Nobody else was coming up. There was no one else was creating. We saw it was like before Bruno arrived.
But KG, that's because the manager wasn't sorting out. Yeah,
Why
the kind
are
of
we
instructions for certain players? Yeah,
Why
to
are
do
we
the 1-2s, all
penalizing
these kind
Bruno
of things.
Fernandes for being reliant on him? I do not understand that.
Yeah,
Why are
he
we
did
saying?
his
Why are we
job,
saying
fam.
because the manager or
Yeah,
X, Y, and
Parallel has
Z?
shown
That means Bruno is not world class. How does that
No.
make sense? The
No,
fact
Keith,
that
hold on,
One
hold on.
second, let me read these super chats, and this is a funny one because it's quite jokes actually. Imagine if this crew was on the Man United board, we'll get nothing done. Hold on, one second, let me read this. Therefore, the problem we have as fans is we put our players against each other. Bruno versus
Agreed.
Pogba, Rashford versus Martial, De Gea, and I'm guilty at times as well. De Gea versus Hendo. Bruno was world class. He's performed in a team that was poorly trained. There you go.
Yeah.
Bruno's impact, 0 cups. Pogba's impact, 2 cups.
2 cups.
Laughing emoji. He's out of here. Lawaz says, what do you mean our fortunes change? Read what you guys said. We become Arsenal fans. The standards in the mud.
Wow.
We used to have Ballon d'Or winners. Now we expect. Now we bring out expected goals. Arsenal FC. What the hell?
You're an absolute disgrace.
These lot are not happy with this expected goals figure, though. Wait, guys, because we I didn't think this was gonna be as because look, this is the other thing that I had up. 1 second before we move, I had this. Oh man, it's not there. But I wanted to ask about who the new manager is. Then I had this question is there, and we've been talking about it all along. So it's hold on, let me just add it to the thing right now. Hurry up, bro. And it's relevant. I put this here. So should we try and keep him, bro? Here you go. Look,
Yes.
right here.
Yes.
Easy
We've
answer.
been arguing about him. It feels relevant. It feels relevant.
But
We've been arguing about it for a long time. You lot have said that world class.
Does he want to be here? There was a question like Adam was asking.
I don't think modern players now have the. I think we are in an era now where fans feel like they can abuse these players now, and they're just going to sit there and take it. If he has that, I don't expect any new player to come in and be in love with Manchester United anymore. I see people say, "Oh, look at the Real Madrid fans, how they behave," and I'm like, "Yo, we're United fans. We don't want to be anything like Madrid fans." The abuse that he gets, the fact that he's not in love with the club anymore, I can forgive. I actually can forgive it.
I don't think that's fair entirely.
Huh?
Go on, Sharon.
Sorry?
Go on, Sharon. What are you saying?
No, I was just saying, like, I don't think that's fair entirely. I definitely agree that, like, fans have been harsh towards Pogba, but I also don't think Pogba has lived up to either his 80 million or however million pounds price tag or the 500k a week potential contract that we're putting on the table.
I thought you were saying he's world class, fam.
Yeah, but two things can be true at the same time. And I also said that Bruno has done more for the team than Pogba. So
no one lived up. Pogba didn't. And no one's living up. Cavani didn't. Ronaldo's not playing well. Anthony Martial didn't. Marcus Rashford is not playing at the level he should.
We're giving Pogba credit for 2 cups, right? We're giving Pogba credit for the 2 cups, and we're not giving Bruno credit because we didn't win anything. So I don't understand. Can we be consistent?
I'm not giving Pogba the credit for winning 2 cups. I don't think Pogba has lived up to what we expected from him. I think he has started to deceive at times. I don't think he could cut it, in a league as rough and tumble as the Premier League. I think he would be better off either in Italy or in Spain, where
I thought he could fit into any team in the world. What happened to that?
He can, but like I said earlier, one of my major critiques of Man United fans is that we've coddled and overprotected a couple of these players too much.
Man.
So we disagree. We disagree on this issue.
1 second, Sharon, I need to let Eddie have a chance, and I'm gonna give it to Adam as well. Eddie, go on, get involved, bro.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna ask you. So Sharon, you're saying what? Should we try and keep him? Is that yes or no from you, mate?
No, I think we should cut our losses and let him go, so we can love him from far. As long as he doesn't go to
and then parallel, just to clarify what you said, the way he's been treated at this club, you think is about time that he just moves on as well.
No. I'm saying we should try and keep him. And if people are using the rule, I don't think he likes the club anymore, that don't bother me. I understand it. Like, you know what I mean? I understand that he don't like the club no more. The way he's been treated, I can kind of accept it. So, so if you're asking me, yes, we should be trying to keep him.
Okay, and with the
for 500,000 for 500k a week,
450 for 500.
Yes,
No.
yes. I'm a Pogba fan. Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
cool. Eddie,
It's
the floor
all
is yours.
I mean, there's so many different things, so many different variables, right? It's all dependent on whether Pogba wants to play for the team and if he gets played in the right position. We've seen him played in that two-man pivot so many times. He doesn't work with Matic, doesn't work with Fred properly, doesn't work with all of these guys. Yeah, we've seen in that last game, right? We actually played a holding midfielder and two box-to-box guys, right? Pogba would do well in that team. Maybe you take McTominay out and he plays on that left side. But it's all up to Pogba, isn't it? If he wants to actually stay, right? That's what it's all up to. For me, as well, yeah, it comes down to being played in the wrong position.
Let me jump in with this as well. Could we agree that we've been talking about unlocking Pogba,
yeah,
for long, bro.
It's too long.
Let's be honest. We've been that Pogba unlock conversation it's been a long conversation. I'm just saying. I just want to throw that into
because he has a lot of holes in his game, right? That's the problem. Because
it's not.
Actually, can I also ask a question to the house? To
I want to be fair. Let me give the floor to Adam as well. Let me go on, Adam.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
come
not
back to
that
Eddie
he
as
has, yeah, thank you, KJ. It's not that it has holes in his game. It's not the question to unlock Pogba has never been actually a relevant question. We need to unlock the whole team, and then you put the players, the good players in the team. It's about what's best for Manchester United, and I think Pogba and Bruno and Martial and Greenwood, as talented as they are, we need to find a way for the team to click. So that's why I have been very, very critical of the last manager, because I thought to myself, how is it possible that all of those players are underperforming? How Pogba has so many flaws in his game and Bruno has many flaws in his game, and how do we finish with 66 points? At some point, I said to myself, and Chelsea had the same situation with Frank Lampard, when an entire fan base cannot agree on the assessment of their players and on their squad, that means the coaching is the problem, because before Thomas Tuchel came, they couldn't agree on Antonio Rudiger, they couldn't agree on Kai Havertz or Timo Werner, they couldn't agree on Jorginho. And now that they are doing way better than they were, they are actually starting to agree on the players that they have in their squad. We can't agree on Luke Shaw. We can't agree on Bruno Fernandes. We can't agree on Pogba. We can't agree on Martial. We can't agree on any of our players. And now all of a sudden, we have now Ragnick, who's been here for 2 months. And if we start improving, it will be easier for us to assess. But it's not about unlocking Pogba. It has never been. It has always been a very, very silly conversation to my eyes, because it's about the team. I want Manchester United to do well, and I think Pogba is a good player, so I want Pogba to play. It's not because I love Martial that I'm.
Do you want him to stay? Do you want Pogba to stay on that 450, 500? Should we try and keep him?
I think it's a 400. If he wants to stay, I'm happy. I want him to stay, because, as I said, I'm not heartbroken for Martial to leave because I love Martial and that's it. Because I want good players to play for my club. So if you tell me that good players are leaving, I won't be happy about it. I just want the good players to stay, and I want the good players to come.
Can I hop in here?
Yeah, go on, Andy. It's your turn anyway.
Yeah. So I think we should let Pogba go, because he's indicated more than once that maybe, Madrid is where his heart lies and things like that. Plus, the other thing is, genuinely speaking, I feel like United fans are kind of hoarders in a way, right? We want to keep all our players. We've kept Donny, we've kept Lingard, we've kept Martial. Right? Even now that Martial's gone to Sevilla, and he said in the press conference, who knows what happens in the summer, I might come back here. Right? He actually said that. Even now, we still feel like maybe Martial will come here and be the real Martial or whatever, right? So let's just let him go. Let's see what another player looks like. There's more world-class players up and coming every day. Every day there's a player joining the first team who has the potential to be world-class, right? There's many players in France that we can get.
No, according to Sheldon, Rob, only three players can be world class, Rob. So you can be
3 to 5
in the
3
future.
to 5.
Potential world class, right? That's more than 3, right? Sean, you agree with that?
3 to 5, yeah, 3 to 5.
Can I come back
we should let him go.
Can I come back to Adam's point on like whether Pogba needs to be unlocked? Yeah, I'm sure Adam, you've seen sometimes Pogba, yeah, even though there's been like a lack of chemistry with the rest of the team wanting to get the ball right. Pogba, he tends to be at this level where he wants to take the game at like 2 miles per hour, kind of like the Italian league kind of speed. Yeah, it's kind of like sometimes he wants to be a little bit too languid. Sometimes he loses the ball. He doesn't want to chase back for balls. Can
I go after Eddie?
Just quickly.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Excuse me. I agree with you. And Pogba, sometimes people hold against him that he holds the ball too long and then he loses it. But as I said, the whole team has been very, very dysfunctional. So he's looking for passes, and there are not any. and you have Pogba holding to the ball for too long and losing it, and then you have on the other spectrum Bruno, who just quickly releases the ball too much and too many long passes. So you have two players facing the exact same problem of a dysfunctional team and just reacting to it in a different way. So that's why I was agreeing with Parrots earlier. Like the team, we can't hold Bruno responsible for the team being dysfunctional. Just his, and what I love about Bruno is he is involved in the game. He gets frustrated. And what I love the most about Bruno is also what this annoys me the most about him. When he gets frustrated, he does all that silly stuff that you should actually try to pace it and slow it down. But Bruno and Pogba reacts just in two different ways to the very same problem. The team is not functional.
I want to add some context for the people who want to keep Pogba, because people I think are a bit like too overexcited about this issue. So at Juve, Pogba's best position was the leftmost side of a three-man midfield.
Yeah.
In United, the best I've seen from Pogba is as either the left winger or the right winger in the front three, not in the midfield. Now, look at this current United squad. We have Fred, Matic, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Donny van de Beek. At any given point in time, we're playing three midfielders. Now, looking at those three, where does Pogba fit in to that system? So if we put Pogba, Bruno, and an imaginary CDM that we buy in the future, that means we're going to have to sell.
I have to piggyback off after this.
Oh yeah.
That means we're going to have to sell either definitely Matic needs to go. By the end of the season, Van de Beek also needs to go. In order to keep Pogba, this is what needs to happen. We need to get rid of Matic. We need to get rid of Van de Beek, because it's going to be Pogba, Bruno, and a CDM, and that means either McTominay or Fred has to go or will be condemned to the bench forever and ever, because there's not going to be any room for either of them. And that also means Lingard needs to go. Like yesterday, Mata needs to go as well. Like the squad is a bit bloated, you understand? And so like there's no, it's not. I don't think it's worth it essentially, unless Pogba really wants to stay and fight for the club. Go.
And let me read this super chat then. Parallel, you said you want to jump in there. If we're not willing to invest in players that elevate Pogba's game, let him go. Super chat. 1 second. I think there's another man. Them are calling you DJ Academics. You know who you are still. Hey Eddie, they're calling you DJ Academics. You know
What's
I
that?
need to see that. They're calling you DJ Academics. Tell me you know who that is.
Nah,
He doesn't
no. I'm slacking, bro. I'm slacking.
When you finish this show, I beg you, just type in DJ Academics,
Just look it up right now.
What a revelation.
All right.
Even do it right now.
After the show. Nah, we got the show going on. I'll check it out.
Can you explain why Bruno doesn't wait? Hold on. Can you explain why Bruno doesn't start for Portugal? Ronaldo, we left the moment things, and now he doesn't start.
That's what I was saying before as well.
But then look how many goals Bruno provided for Ronaldo. I'll say that Ronaldo enjoys playing with him, but hey, it's just me. What do you call it? It depends on his mood. He has that world-class moment and shit moments. Pogba locks and unlocks himself every week. If you're happy with that, keep him. Let me keep it going. There's another one here. Adam is spot on. The team is poorly trained, knee structure, and proper coaching. Shan is all over the place. That's disrespect. I don't even know why I dropped it. It's muscle memory. I don't think you're all over the place, bro, but it's muscle memory. I just dropped
That's disrespect, man. I was hearing
Peter Modomiki.
Carolo, man.
People aren't used to nuance, you understand? They want you to either be one way or the other.
Listen, bro.
I've been there, show.
I'm leading up never die. Not related to the Pogba conversation, but KG, did you see Bailly's penalty in AFCON? Man did a hop and no look penalty and missed the last penalty in the shootout.
Oh my
God. No.
Classic Bailly, dude. Classic Bailly.
That's Bailly for you, isn't it?
That's Bailly, though.
Oh
That's Bailly, though. No, he didn't.
He better not bring that to Man United when he comes back. I don't want to see that lack of confidence.
But
Don't worry.
He might not come
But
back.
penalties.
We should be looking to let go to get rid of Eric Bailly as well. That's somebody who isn't going to play. Like, you understand? We should be looking to move him on quickly.
No, but we ain't got no centre
I love
backs.
Bailly.
We sold everybody. We literally have no centre backs.
We're talking about selling six players, man.
No way.
But listen, anyway, guys.
I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk to Shayon's point. One of the super chats mentioned it, and it's in regards to Pogba. Like my whole thing with Pogba, and I think I heard Paul Scholes mention this about Pogba as well. Like everybody, like with Pogba, I do feel it's it's mental with him. Like, I really do get that. What I've noticed from Pogba is, like, even when he goes missing, let's be honest here, let's speak candidly. I hope there's no United players watching that will feed this back into Pogba. But when Pogba goes for them, that day you put Elanga in your 11, I thought Elanga must be in his DMs. But yeah, like, even when he goes missing on training, it's so obvious, man. It's so obvious that, you know what, like, even before the lockdown, do you remember that lockdown period where he just kind of just left the team and he was just injured for time, and then he came back after the Project Restart again? And it's just like, it seems like he's not 100% in it. And for me, whoever is to come in, if he was to stay, like, you know, me in an imaginary world, I'd love Zidane to be the man. But I'd like somebody to be able to figure out Pogba, tap into Pogba, and get him to give 100% every game. Me personally, I think he's world class. I think he's a very clutch player and he's good enough for United. I really do. And I feel like if somebody was to be in his ear, like Paul Scholes says, whether it's a manager, whether it's a captain, whether it's somebody that's in his ear telling them, like, listen, man, you're here at United. You could be one of the best players in the world. You're not that far away from KDB. In my opinion, I think if him on his best and KDB on his best, they're not that far apart, in my opinion. Come on, Pogba, pull up your socks, play for United. But listen,
it's
he's
mad.
probably gonna go.
Sharon raised his eyebrows on that KDB one. Yeah, you got really upset about that. I just saw
both of them at their heights.
I don't want to get
no. It's because of the Bruno conversation. I'm wondering that if we're putting Pogba and KDB, because I know people always argue Bruno versus KDB. As much as I love Bruno, I think KDB is a better player. You know, I think.
What about this season? What about this season? KDB in 22 games has 9 goals.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Sometimes I said I want to.
Really?
Shit, I'm saying.
You can have the G. He's being honest, though. He's being honest.
I said I wasn't gonna do it. I can't take that. I can't, bro. I can't take that, bro. We don't love Bruno, and he's gonna leave. He's going to be another one. He's going to be another one to leave. He will be another one to leave. And we're going to be like, oh, Bruno, oh, please. We're going to see him in a new shirt, yeah? And we're going to be just sitting there like, look what we had, bro.
We're going to be crying, fam.
We're going to be crying, bro.
Me and Parallel, the only one who've been backing Bruno here.
Guys.
Adam, what we saying?
Like, we've been starved, so we feel that Bruno is this and the Pogba is that. Well,
no, don't get twisted. I like Pogba. I just think I'm finished with that journey. I think it's one of those things. Let me bring him back. But it was very disrespectful what you did, fam. Don't ever do that again, bro. Man, just out here just giving
I'm sorry, man. I have to call it how I see it, man.
No. Don't call it how you see it, bro. I'm muting that guy, bro. Listen.
Well, what's he gonna do? Lie, though. Come on, he's got to say honest.
You need to see. Yes, you lie, my friend. Yes,
that's we just love to tickle City balls, fam. That's what we do.
No one
has to do that. Quality, bro. That's what we love, bro. We love it.
Sean, I know you didn't like to say throwing it was good. You didn't like to say that.
Love it. It makes me sick, bro. It makes me sick, bro. I can't take it, bro.
It's the overhyping that brought us to where we are today. If you ask me, like overhyping our players, bringing them up more than
wait. We're gonna listen. This worked. This was a wicked. Temi, I don't know what happened to you today, bro. It weren't working. It didn't. I see you here, but you was mad late, fam. So we had to keep it moving.
I know.
Sorry, bro, but don't worry. Next time we'll do this again. We'll switch up the rotation. I hope you lot enjoyed it. We didn't even get into the new manager that we want and all sorts. But once again, I want you to plug yourselves. What I'm gonna do is I'll let you guys plug yourselves. I might as well just let yourself plug yourselves one by one. So what I'm gonna do is remove the mandem quickly. There you go, Adam.
Yeah.
Plug your situation, bro. Let people know where to find you and all that on Twitter, everything, wherever they can find you, Instagram, because you come with the points. Let's go.
Yeah. On Twitter at Adam and Red, and I'm on Haj and Said's channel as well, and sometime on Red Talks after the game. So find me on Twitter mostly. I don't have any platform for myself. But
you need one though. But anyway, we're gonna do this again, so you'll be regularly featured here as well. So big up yourself. Thank you so much, bro. There you go. Adam's in the house. Let me get Andy as well. Andy, where can we find you, bro?
Yeah, it's Footy with an Edge on YouTube. We try to do bring more stats to football YouTube. I know it was hit and miss in your chat here, KG, but you know, honestly,
no, don't worry. My them lot are disrespectful. They'll say whatever they want. They cuss me all the time.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
check
just
us
normal.
out on Insta at Footy with an Edge, and YouTube, which is our main place, Footy with an Edge. Actually, Rishi, who gave a few super chats on our show here, he's my brother. He's the other one who I do the show with. So yeah, come check us out.
Wicked, man. Thank you so much. Big up yourself, Andy. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Big up. Let's go. Hey, DJ Academics.
I'm gonna check it out after the stream, man.
You need to check it out. I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. I don't know if it's a compliment. I don't know, but he's rich. He's rich.
KG, we're in the online forum, innit, man? I got to have like a hard heart, innit? I got to be
hard, bro. They told me I look like everybody dark skinned, so don't worry about it, fam. Listen, but yeah, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, Eddie's Football Waffle. That's Eddie with a Y. And my last video, I was like, just talking enough shit about Arsenal messing up. So you want to check out my latest video, man. The right London teams messed up in the top 4 race. West Ham mudded. Spurs mudded. Come on.
Any Arsenal disrespect, I'm gonna turn up, bro. If there's Arsenal disrespect and you say that I can find that just available, ready and waiting, fam, I'm ready, bro. I'll be there, fam. See you later, bro. Kid, let's go. Shayon.
Yo.
Come on,
this was fun.
You on Twitter everywhere, bro. And listen, you're not a waffler, fam, because you're in here and you give the comment and people are like, yo, I like what that guy's saying. I don't know. I thought you had a good game today, fam. I'll score your game. I think I'll give you like a 7.5, fam. And I don't really give the 7.5s, but you were steady still. Lost the ball.
I appreciate it because there are many people in the comments that wanted to send me to the gulag. But I think it's good that you have like diverse opinions of people like on here, and I think that makes like for interesting banter. But in terms of like what I do, like this is the only place that I actually do football content. I write about like politics and culture and social commentary, that kind of stuff, like in other like forums. So you can find my blog at like statesmanx.com, and I have a podcast with somebody else. It's called How We See Things. How We See Things. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. It's two young black men talking about politics and culture and society, man. So
all right, kids, listen, you don't know what to do. Check it out. Big up, man. Listen, Sharon, thank you so much. Big up, my brother. Stay blessed. Here we go, bruv. The ultimate contrarian, fam. I love this guy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, bruv. And his channel is popping. You lot listen, bring him in right now. Parallel.
What a hell of a show, man. I enjoyed that. Really big up KG, man. The content's amazing, man. The idea was
brilliant. On, man. This was fun though. Again, let people know what we got, what videos we got in the what videos we got coming. Is that video that you said about just the journey that we had with the Ollie?
Yeah. That's obviously I'm working on that. So my channel is not a football channel. It's more if you're into like watching like Barely Social or Let Me Know or Nextpo or any of those sorts of channels. It's more like that. So a little bit about myself. I fancy myself a bit of an amateur researcher. I studied political theory similar to Sharon was talking about. So yeah, my channel is more like a parallel. And yeah, Super Nick, CM22. I know they've been getting on to me about releasing more content. I have been, and I've been working on the content. But yeah, you can tune in, you can look at it. There's fantastic videos on people like Kevin Samuels. There's videos on Kwame Brown. The upcoming video on Tekashi 69 should be dropping at the end of this month. We've got ourselves here as well. And yeah, there's loads more to come as well.
I'm ready. We're ready for it. But people just tell people where it is as well. What's the channel called? So
it's Parallel Continuum. So yeah, it's essentially just paralleling. It's not just history, things with futurism as well. So, we're looking at things within the future. Sneak peek in the regards to the one regarding ourselves here and Ollie and everything like that. I'll give away the parallel exclusively on KG's channel. The parallel is actually Paul Pogba and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Hey! I'm here for it, bruv. Listen, look at Chino starting nonsense in the chat, bruv. But bruv, big up yourself, Parallel. Hold tight. I'll speak to you soon, fam. Look, Chino's trying to start trouble, I wasn't invited, fam. Don't come with that I wasn't invited energy. What happened here is at the end of the stream, the man them were on. I already spoke to you, fam. And I was like, bro, we should have this conversation again. That's what happened, bruv. So don't feel left out. This ain't a Donny van der Beek situation, fam. We love you, Chino. And Chino would have tried to destroy me when I said Russia's better than Marshall. But Listen, sometimes you just got to be box office, fam. Anyway, people, thank you so much for watching. Still got out hour and 13. I can never do an hour show. It is what it is. You guys stay blessed. Thank you for rocking with me. Like, subscribe, you know what I mean? And let me know what you want to debate about next. And I'm trying to get different voices in here to really, like, you know, have a space where they can talk and promote their own situations. Anyway, stay blessed. Till next time. Peace. Let's run that.
Dad, you're too reckless. Drop a bomb.
All right.
I said drop a bomb, Dad.